Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to do it as well, man. Thanks.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This sounds so marvelous. And I don't know, I like getting into these conversations about, my artistry and but also about like why are we all coming together for music. I think people don't think of it as much, how much music is powerful.
Yeah, Dev, how did your sort of journey into music start? How did you get going with it?
I started writing when I was really young. Like I started writing poems growing up. I used to grow up watching Hannah Montana and all those Disney kids. So you always kind of like, wow, and they always say like everyone has this phase where they want to be like a superstar or whatever. And I kind of just thought about like, I don't know, it sounds like fun. I didn't really think about it too much as a young kid. I did once wanted to go to like a music TV show, whatever, but then I kind of like I stopped thinking about it, moved on with my life. And I wrote poems. It always kind of like hovered, and everyone knew that I'm the music person. I knew every song on the radio, all the lyrics. I knew like about like everything, everything. I really loved it, and I thought it was normal. After I wasn't like I finished the military service in Israel. I decided 100% that I want to try to pursue music because I wrote the poems and then I started singing to myself. And when people hear you, they kind of like, oh, you can sing. And at first you don't know. I didn't really get this like validation from my family necessarily because I was just singing to myself in the house or whatever. And it's not necessarily like pushed on as a career. Like everyone knows that like doing music can be complicated. It's not like a guaranteed journey. Well, nowadays I feel like nothing is a guaranteed journey, but specifically, music, like for so many years it's been like, just the lucky ones type thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm gonna give this a chance, and I studied producing. Um, I started producing, like I went and studied Ableton after the military service, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I love this. I want to try more. And then I went to study at a music school just to kind of like get the basics done because I truly didn't have any knowledge beside like I used to play piano and guitar when I was younger, but no one in my family has any music knowledge. Like no one plays an instrument, no one sings. So I went to study, and then I moved to study in LA, and this is how far along in the career I am. I'm after studying and now I'm releasing. I guess this is almost the whole journey was shortly.
We're getting there. See,
Yeah.
growing up in Israel, did you like, what sort of musical influence did you have sort of growing up? Because I don't know what the music scene's like in Israel type thing. Like,
It's very it's like vast. It's huge because we have obviously what the music that's been made here. I mean, growing up, there's like multiple genre in the Israel kind of like contemporary scene. So there's like the Middle Eastern Hebrew Israeli singing and singers, and there's another like Ashkenazi vibes, but there's a lot of influentials that come from the States because we all used to have MTV, and it's always like there. And obviously, the big stars in the world are from the States mostly. So everything that was on MTV, we were influenced by it. And I have older brothers, so MTV was always on.
yeah.
That's why I'm the one in the family who actually speaks English fluently, and all the rest are not.
I know, no one
So
else speak English, no.
yeah, no, not really. I mean, I guess it's thanks to the music and thanks to like me actually really
Oh, did you
loving it. So
pick
pretty
it up
much.
through singing and stuff? Is that how you?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
always
through
amazed when
singing,
people do that because I've been trying to learn Spanish and I find it really hard. And like
it
someone just picks it
is.
up through listening to things. I think it's really amazing. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful and blessed to have had, been exposed to it at such a young age. I feel like maybe it's easier when you're younger to just like open your brain and then, kind of like being exposed to English. I was also exposed to Spanish, so I also know Spanish. Not everyone's like that, but I feel like I'm so blessed and grateful to have been able to actually do it the way I did. But yeah, it's Israel's influenced by the West a lot. So like anything that would be major around the world, Israel would know. And Israel. I didn't know that there are countries that are less music, like don't like music as much. I guess Israel love like
Yeah, it's
music, so
crazy to think
everyone
there's
knows
people out there
everything.
that don't really aren't really that bothered by music. Like it's everything to me. I love my music. I couldn't imagine life without it. Like,
Period. That same here. I feel like but I've met a few people in my life that don't listen to music at all, and I was shocked, like
yeah,
at all. But I guess I don't know. And then I convinced them to listen to music.
that was crazy. I was actually listening to music. Your music's perfect for a Sunday as well, by the way. It's a great
Oh,
like
thank you.
Sunday sort of chill vibe. I loved it. It was really good.
Thank you so
Feel like as
much.
well, like there's a bit of like an emotional sort of theme to your songs. Like, do your songs come from like a personal place, or do you just write stories and
So my whole goal as a music artist is to share, well, that's the sub goal, but like to share my experiences, and it's form of like I'm aiming to build a community. Like my thoughts is like, we're all human, like we're all the same, and to bring people into my world by acknowledging that we're practically most of us are going through the same thing, we're all feeling lonely sometimes depressed, like going through like, relationship struggles and stuff like that. So I 95% of the content of my music is almost like to pinpoint from my life. Like that's how like I try to make it as real as possible and as true as possible. At least with my current music. It could have been in the past and now I'm not experiencing it, but you know what I mean? It's like it's
yeah,
definitely drawn from something real. For example, well, now it's not my latest single, but the single before the one I released a couple of days ago, Please, I wrote it when I moved to LA. Um, and it's about leaving everyone behind, but also kind of like struggling with the feeling of like I hope like don't learn to live without me, like I'm leaving you guys, but I also kind of like I still love you guys and I don't want no one to like to forget about me, that like existential crisis of like being forgotten, which I feel like that's the most like people who want to be famous, which I'm not saying I do necessarily, that's a whole other conversation, but they have this like fear of being forgotten, so they try to be as big as possible.
yeah.
um yeah, anyways, that was just one example. I try to draw from my not try, I draw from my real life 95% of the time.
Do you see how you said you moved to LA? Does that sort of change the way you write songs and stuff as well, or do you sort of stick to how you've always done it?
I'm not gonna lie to you, LA is like crowded in form of like, in form of people trying to make it. And you can lose yourself in the process. And for a while there, if you're getting into the music business, and I got involved and I knew a lot of people, it becomes, if you're not strong enough to hold your ground, which I don't fault nobody for, falling into this like trap of needing to provide for the industry, because they will expect you to become big in form of like they would say you have to have this hit, you have to have this banger, try to do this, try to do that. um so a lot of people, will find songwriters, will find things, and there will be a lot of pressure to make it, so sometimes they would want you to shift the way you're writing. Sorry, I think I had like something on my face. To shift the way that you're writing in order to, make it, because some what you write usually with yourself, you're kind of like, I'm just writing because I'm experiencing it, and obviously I want to love what I'm writing, but it's like I'm not thinking about what the room of executives or people around me would think. I just, get it, provide it, kind of type thing. For a minute there, I did get lost in the sauce. I was working with people who their only goal was to, to make it. And they didn't really care about, you know, they did care to some extent, but they didn't really care about, what you wanted as an artist. They would say like, let's try to make this as best as possible so that the best case scenario is that it will blow up, and then we could have something to talk about, in form of like label treatment and all those things. I did fall into that in a few sessions I had, nothing that has been released or at least released yet. I'm not sure. Um, and and then I kind of reverted back. I feel like there was a long period of time where I was just trying to, produce and make, just create and create, because nowadays they put in our mind that we make, we, we're only as good as we make of us online. So they expect us to drop a single every month or every week or whatever to make it in the way, whatever expectation anyone or everyone or nobody has on us. So I just try to push it and write and get in sessions. On one hand, I think it was great because it was a lot of practice on writing and creating and releasing, and I'm still doing it. On the other hand, it kind of like, dried up the battery, like the battery ran up, and then you kind of get into a place where you're like, oh, like I feel so empty. I don't have time to experience life to be able to write about it. So there was like a few months where I was like, the only thing I'm thinking about writing is like literally just writing about the hustle of the industry. And then consciously I chose to be like, you know what, I need a time out. So I took a break, and then I, realized that this is not the way I want to be creating now on, which I think is very valuable for artists. Especially personally, I think foreigners have it harder because you have to somehow provide for yourself and somehow get a visa to stay there and do all those things.
Yeah,
But
especially
I bet that
nowadays as well. It's a lot harder, ain't it?
yeah, yeah, it's challenging, but I do think that there's always a solution. You can always find it. It's just a matter of being brave enough to sometimes walk against the stream. If everyone's like walking this way and you're gonna be like, I don't like that, and I'm gonna walk the other way. But I do think there is a way nowadays more than ever to be able to make it on your own terms. Um, yeah, that's basically it.
Well, that's cool. I like that though. But I was reading about you as well. Did you used to do sort of an EDM type dance sort of thing?
Yeah, I did. Before I started this whole Aviv Kuan project, I had an AVIV called project where I was like, I literally just did everything and anything on earth at the time. I experimented with R&B, with I don't know what to call it, like melancholic house stuff.
Yeah, like
I
sort of chilled
tried
house and that as
everything.
well.
What?
Sort of like chilled house and that as well. Is that sort of thing?
Yeah, yeah, I was open at the time to do anything because I was trying to discover myself as an artist. I used to write poems. I wasn't sure how my writing style would fit into everything. And at the time I was listening to R&B, I was listening to EDM, so I was just trying to do whatever under the mood basically. Um until I figured out what works for me, which is the singer-songwriter pop type thing. And then I stuck with it. Yeah, I truly still have a major goal to continue working like with DJs and like EDM producers. I do think that somehow singer-songwriter world and making tracks for parties work. So yeah, I did do that. I want to ask you so how did you like, so you said you were at time at home and then you started to do this? What
Yeah,
was
so
the whole
I
story?
had a mad ingrown hair that sort of like nearly killed me. I was like, they reckon I was like 24 hours from dying.
Oh
So then
my God.
I sort of like I had to get I think it was like 5 operations I had, so I was like laid up on the couch, but I was just bored. And then I love my music, and I've always wanted to be involved in music, but I tried the guitar, and I was my fat fingers couldn't get around it. And then like I tried the ukulele as well, and I was crap at that. And I tried the drums, and I thought I'm just gonna give up on the hopes of being in a band. And then I do
Oh,
DJ a little bit, but like I wanted to be something like involved in like chat. And then I thought my wife suggested this, and I thought it's a great idea. It's just having the
it
confidence
is.
to do it, ain't it? And taking that initial plunge and doing it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that for you. And I hope you'll get bigger and bigger and do it with like, whoever are your goals, the people who are your goals.
Well,
This is
it
this
seems
is
to be doing all
great.
right. I've got like it's about just over 5.5K followers on Instagram now, and it's got like
That's
it's still
great.
YouTube's got nearly 4,000 subscribers now, and it keeps going up. So I just got to keep at it and hope for the best. It's more about the music for me. I don't really care about all that. I just like enjoy. I enjoy it. Like enjoy getting to chat to people. Like I never spoke to you in a million years because we've never met.
Yeah.
So like it's good that I can connect with people that I've never met in my life. Like I've spoke to some great people. It's been great.
Ah, I love that for you. It sounds beautiful. I
Yeah, it's
love that.
good. It's good hearing people's stories as well because a lot of the times I can ask like the same questions, but everyone's got a different story. So it's like it's really good to hear stuff like that. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I
Did
love
did you
that.
do you feel like see when you moved away from like your EDM into sort of like doing what you do now? Did you feel like it was a risk or did like
Not
or were you still
really.
sort of finding yourself?
No, not really. I felt like uh when I was doing that project, I was feeling like even not the EDM, because in the EDM was just like two tracks I did on that project. The other stuff I did was like R&B, and I was working with people in Israel, wasn't yet people in the States. And I was struggling just to find my sound. EDM was beautiful, but I was like thinking about it in form of like artistry and personality wise, and I was like, girl, you ain't like a clubber. I don't club. I love music and I love like EDM music, but I don't go out to clubs like that. Like, and like it's kind of like thinking like if I put my feet in Charlie XCX shoes, am I gonna be promoting this lifestyle? And I was like, no, that's so inauthentic, to me, even
Yeah,
though I could love the music. And then I kind of just literally landed in LA and then met up with a fellow musician. And then we just wrote in 4 minutes, please. Literally, it was like that. 3 days after I landed, I was like, oh, that feels so like natural. It felt so right, And obviously, it started from like, very melancholic, and I'm kind of driving up to things that work for me more as I walk and grow because I do believe in evolving as an artist. It wasn't really a struggle. I do think what I told you that I think EDM and singer-songwriter music can definitely come together and combine. So
100%.
that could be beautiful because I still do love that world. But I would see myself getting invited to perform once or twice, but never to do it like on a daily basis. I'm more like as I told you, a community driven. I want to bring people together and to like a cozy environment and get people to share their emotions and feelings and feel them and move on. Like if you would see, some people say, because you can't tell from my music online yet because I'm working on finding how to show it in content, but my artistry on stage is that I put people through mood swings. The music itself is really sad, so it's like the goal is like to feel it, right? But then when I speak in between them, some people would say that I'm like a joker. I just joke around. I tell this story in a funny way, and I just get people to kind of like, basically move through life. I call it like you're sad one time and then you're happy and then you're sad and then you're angry. Um, yeah, basically that. I don't feel the struggle with EDM. I feel like it's still an open door,
Yeah,
to
you
be
go back to
worked.
it eventually. I loved
Yes.
I was listening to your songs today. I love Call It Quits and Shame on You. They're great songs. So I was really
Thank you
enjoying it.
so
I
much.
like that they've got like a bit, it sounds quite stripped back and like, it's really good. I like it. Is that the sort of sound you went for when you did like a nice stripped back chilled sound? I loved it. It was brilliant.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I that's how I started initially. Like it just felt raw and like close to the heart. There are stuff that are coming that would be a little bit more, I would say, made or taking inspiration from other genres, whether it's rock and whether some stuff in the near future would be like even a little bit somewhat electronic and but still singer-songwriter. Um, so yeah, I'm just evolving and I just love the rawness of like, just singing to someone exactly how you
Mm.
feel. But it might change. It's just going through the motions.
Is there one of these songs that is closest to your heart? Is there like, you've got one that's like really means the most to you?
Out of the ones I released, um, I feel like those they were all somewhat like I felt them when I felt them. Like there was a period where Please was the strongest. There was a period of time where Shame on You was the strongest. There was a period of time where each of them had its most powerful meaning to me. I feel like right now, out of the songs that are released, there isn't one that is like still on me. There is one that is not yet released, but I wrote it a really, really long time ago, and it's still like very much with me. Um, so yeah, so not yet. You don't know about it yet. I mean, I can tell you the name of it. It's called Lose You, and people that have seen me perform, they've heard me perform this song a bunch of times. It's about like it's about grief, basically, about
Yeah.
losing. I lost my dog, like my childhood dog, which I know it's kind of absurd, but
I
I
had
feel like
dogs.
it
It's always
wasn't.
sad when you lose a dog.
Okay, great, great. Because some people, I feel like some people like find it really absurd when I'm like talking about grief from my dog, and I'm like, no, I don't know. She was my best friend. It was painful. I was grieving for,
Yeah, it's
like,
horrible.
grieving for, yeah, like up to a year. I was still grieving. It was so hard for me. And also I lost like a few people, and obviously my country was in a mess. So that song is still very close to me, and I'm kind of like dodging releasing it for some reason. I'm working towards it. It will be released like this, like 2026 for sure. Um, yeah, I'm excited to share it though.
It's interesting you saying you're dodging releasing it as well. Because I always thought in my head as an artist, the artists just want to get everything out. But I like that you got that attachment to something that it's like it's difficult to release it and stuff. I like that.
Yeah, it's because you know I follow the journey of like do it. I follow this journey of release it, do it, write it, put it out. But when you have like this song that you just want it to be like so careful with the way you're showing to the world what it is. Not even like it's not because it's not just about the song. I don't mind sharing this song itself. It's more about also the art that comes with it. And sometimes with stuff that are so close to your heart, you just want to you make it so beautiful or so unique or so much the story that's in your head, but not always you can afford it, or not always you can come up with like the perfect idea to like make it make sense. That's basically it with that song, but all the rest I'm eager to release them. I'm ready to give everyone everything on a plate.
Do you know what I've always wondered as well? Do you know if well, see you put your songs out and you speak to somebody that says like that song's connected with them and they give you a reason why it's connected with them? Does that change the way you hear that song or play that song or like perceive it? I don't know. Like, do you know if someone told you an emotional story about how that song's connected with them? Do you think that changed the way you hear it as well?
I do, because when I write this song and people tell me like, what did you write this song about? And not every time I will give the answer. I would be like, it doesn't matter. It matters what you think of it. Because I feel like when I was growing up, I was listening to music, and not necessarily I would not go to see what it was about. I didn't care about the gossip behind the song. I was just interested in like what it makes me think about, how it makes me feel, and how was like their lyricism was so accurate to the way like to what my heart needed or what I was feeling or experiencing at the time. So when people come and tell me what that made them feel, what they reminded of, I was like, wow, that's beautiful. Like I love to see it from like your point of view, because that's how I experienced other and still do experience other artists' music. I love that.
Yeah, I love that. That's cool. What sort of excites you as well about releasing music now? Because I always think it must be hard because you've got so much out there. Like, but does it still give you that buzz when you're putting your music out still? Like,
Yeah, I mean, okay, let me tell you the truth. When I first put my music out, in comparison to my other friends, because first of all, this was my second project, then I always was like, yeah, cool. I have so many things to do. I didn't even think about, wow, it's so exciting. Like it wasn't like giving birth. I was just thinking about, wow, I have so many things to do. Like I have to to put all the content out there, schedule it, all the playlisting, like a lot of stuff that was involved with releasing a single that I was thinking about from like an admin perspective. What I was happy about is now I got to a point only now after like this many songs, only now where I'm like, okay, I'm excited about this because I'm excited to see how it will be reacted to, like how people would react to the song, and if that would have like as much influence. And also, I love to hear what like other people's favorite song is, because you could imagine everyone has like a different favorite song, and it's magical because sometimes before that I would used to be like, wow, like I guess this song didn't hit as much, but then someone will tell me, wow, like this is my favorite song, like my favorite. And they would be like, I cannot believe that this is not charting, like that much. That's like not even an exaggeration. People would continue asking me about like different songs, like when are you releasing this, or what about this? And I'll be like so grateful, now it's the expectation of like I'm putting it out there and I hope that it does something for someone. And I'm just excited to see, where it takes me. It's kind of like less of the pressure of like this has to do it. It used to be that, and it was hard. I feel like that pressure is not healthy for nobody. And
Yeah,
as
I don't
artists, we
think
just
when
need
you put a
to,
song out, is you're best not thinking you want it to do well, because then you're gonna keep it's gonna eat you up, isn't it? Really, I think.
yeah, it's just to give people, I mean, like give people what they need. Just give it to them. And also for you, like all those songs you've written in the past 2 years, just give it away. It's someone else's now. It used to be yours.
Do you
And
find
I see
anything
it in a
challenging
beautiful
about
way.
it? Like, obviously, because there's got to be a lot of challenges now.
In which way exactly? Because there are a lot of challenges in general.
Like, I don't know. Do you find it challenging, like, all with the social media side, and obviously streaming's a big thing, and so do you find all that side of it challenging?
I did. I mean, I feel like it's truly all mental, and I did find it super challenging when I first started, like to I found it like, you're such in the I was in school, and I got so many advice for like from so many different people about how to go about things. And most people, because of how it works nowadays, they just said put all your focus on content. And as a person, truly, I am the person that will forget their phone somewhere. Like I would leave it. I'm such a human. I'm like in the moment experiencing. I love talking to people. Like you see me and I feel like I somehow gotten used to it, but at first it was so weird for me to, talk to a screen or
Yeah,
having to deal with all those things.
I'm exactly the
Um,
same. I like being in front of somebody talking.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of us are human. Obviously, there's a whole lot like a new generation growing up to all to just screens, but we're still at the end human. We're used to like physical touch and human environment and vibes and energies in a space. So I did have like a challenge at first to like having to deal with my phone and creation and think about, wow, this is a perfect moment to live the phone and make content for this. But I do think at first I took it really hard in form of like, wow, I cannot believe we need to do this and I'm not sure I signed up for this. But then I was like, yeah, I signed up for this because I feel like it gives us a big opportunity to promote for ourselves and actually support ourselves in the journey. Especially, I have been in the label side, like I was interning, so I know what they're doing. And lucky for us, we can do all those things today. So now I see it as a privilege. The other thing is that I was the one that taught myself and trained myself to get used to it. So I was like, okay, I will do 1 week worth of content at first, because it was so hard for me. It was, especially as a reformer perfectionist, that I could say that I was struggling a lot. And then I had to train myself. Okay, then after like once a week, then twice a week, and try to keep up with it. And if you look at my content with AVIV, or even with my beginner of Aviv Kuan, it was hard at first. It was dodgy, but then I was like, I gotta do it. I'm gonna make time to do it. I took my day off, and I barely had those, trust me. And I was like, I will do it. And I made it happen. I made it happen. I think that now I just see it and choose to see it as a privilege to be able to promote my music, to reach out to people. There's so many people who want to help you with content, obviously, if you can afford it. Some people, even without, they would just be happy to do something for you. Um, and now I realize it's part of the game and part of the practice. It's kind of like practicing your craft. It's very different than back in the day where some artists were picked up in the street or were made or put in a studio, and that was the whole practice, or just performing. Now you can do, like, make a whole career and finance yourself from social media. Like, I know a few, well, not personally, but I know them online. Like, for example, Nick D, he has made his whole career through social media. He doesn't even perform at all. He makes money off streams. You just gotta know how to, make
Yeah,
it.
games like that.
Yeah, the streaming platforms and all those things, I try not to think about it too much. There will be a time where I will definitely, like, I read about it, but that I will definitely, put my foot on the ground, because I do know it's not necessarily fair towards us. But I feel like I have so much on my, to juggle right now, that I'm not, I can be attentive to also getting all the people I know to move from Spotify to Tidal, I call it Tidal, or something like else, some other
Yeah.
platform that could actually support us.
No, cool. What's sort of next for you? You gonna just keep pumping music out? Or-
Yeah, so I had a few shows in LA last month, which I was so excited about, and I love performing. It always reminds me why I'm doing this, because we're actually humans in the room sharing stories and experiences. Right now I have like a bunch of songs ready to be released, so it's gonna be like one song, like one drop a month, and I'm so excited about it. And with a bunch of content, I went home for a few months, so I haven't seen my family in over a year. So I'm just gonna be here and write again on my own, me, the piano and the guitar, and work on new stuff. And I feel like that's basically my goal for the next year, is to continue with the drop a month, the consistent content, writing new stuff, and hopefully by 2027 I'll come back to the States and perform more. Maybe I'll perform even here. I do have goals to have like a tour wherever
Get to the
anyone would
UK
want
as
me.
well.
Yes, please. I would love to. I love performing. I love, traveling, and I love cultures. And I love the UK. I used to have like a lot of friends from there.
Wow.
And yeah, basically it. I feel like it's just a step by step process, and I'll do my best forever and always. And that
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. That's it, really. That was it. Like, just the gist of the chat. It was nice. That was wicked chat. I enjoyed that.
Thank you so much. It was great. You're wonderful. You have great energy, by the way. I
Oh, thank
love
you.
that.
Do you know, you're not the first person that said that. Quite a few people I've chatted to have said that. I like that.
Yeah, of course. Only the truth from me. Don't worry about it. You for
Well, if
sure
you ever
do.
get to the UK, let me know and I'll make a point of coming to see you or whatever.
Please, of course, I will definitely reach out. I mean, it was such a
Cool.
blast, and let me know if there's anything I can do to support your channel and your Instagram and everything. I'd love to help.